Hey, what would you like me to do right now? What would you like us to better spend our time on? Like, everything we do and everything we talk about is in thinking about Palestine, okay? You know this. We've talked about this many times. So it's concerning to me that you keep doing this. So I'm just asking for you to, what would you like us to do right now? You don't want us to look into the past and connecting these names. Why? I mean, everyone is withholding their money. Are you not doing that? We've all been doing that. Like, we've all picked these places that we have refused to go to. Have you gone to Starbucks? Are you going to McDonald's right now? You drinking Coke? I don't know. I've been all of us have been withholding our money. We are doing that. Like, we are working towards that. We are organizing. We have 26 people in here right now. You want us to, what should we do? Should we plan out like some property damage on stream? Huh? Yeah, no one is doing, like, corporate consumerism is over. We're not doing that, bro. If you are, then I think you're maybe behind, but I mean, we don't have a lot of, like, anytime that, dude, this is my favorite thing about people that, like, it's always like, the left, oh, what am I gonna do? Listen to the left? They're so disorganized. Well, listen to them. What's their plan? You know why no one has a plan? Because anytime that anyone gets a fucking coalition going, you know what they do? They fucking split everyone up and fuck their shit up, right? So we're rebuilding right now. We're trying to get back to, but I'm not gonna put us in a situation where where I'm trying to, like, convince 20 people to, like, go do something that the feds are clearly trying to get people to instigate shit. Like, we're not instigators here. We're about changing. We're, like, changing the world, the way that we live, and trying to be examples of that, right? This is all in service of changing the hearts and minds of everyone. Always. That's what we're always doing. Like, believe me, dude, you think that I don't want to, like, you think that I don't want my 37,000 follower count back so that we could actually organize? You think I don't want to do that? I'm trying to figure out how to stay here to be able to keep this platform so that it doesn't get down to 0, which is what they want it to get down to, which is what they're trying to split us up and get us down to, with GW Jones crawling around like a rat in everyone's DMs talking about shit, you know? We are trying to not get, like, completely defeated at this point, you know? We're trying to stay a little bit afloat. We are trying to get to the point where a bunch of people can hear our fucking voice. And we cannot do that right at this second with 27 people in here. We are building. Like, you think I'm not ready for this all to have popped the off? You think I'm, like, just sitting here, like, with my thumb up my ass, dude? Like, we are, like, I don't know what, like, I do want to do stuff better. I do want to figure out how we can move as a pack and, like, you know, and on Twitter and, like, other places so we can use some of their fucking tactics against them. But we need to have some fucking numbers, man. And, like, I'm not going to do anything right now that splits this place up any more than it already is. They are getting to the point where it's so loud what they're doing. Like, they're eating themselves. It's becoming apparent to everyone. So we are tugging on we're tugging on strings that other people are not tugging on. The stuff is important. Connecting the past to the present is very fucking important. So it's very important. Education and history is the first thing that needs to happen. This is important. We're not just around. Like, I feel as helpless as you do, you know? But we are not the people to take it out on. We are here with you. I hope. You know what I mean? So, anyway, we're gonna finish this video. But we're trying to keep this thing from getting scraped across the asphalt and demolished, you know? We're fucking trying. Dude, Reinhard Heydrich, be Timothy McVeigh's dad. Be Eddie's grandpa.
Reinhard Heydrich.
The vermin. The not, you mean? That's what I mean. And I just want to say, like, I know that I harp on the, like, TikTok, like, or, like, the suppression stuff, and I just want to be clear that I'm offended at that mostly because it means that they're doing it to everyone. Anyone who sounds like me, you know? So it's not like me being like I don't give a fuck about the numbers other than I know that we need to get some, you know, more than where we're at to be able to make moves and do things, you know? And like have a big enough voice. So it's not like me being mad that like, oh, I don't have my 36,000 followers. It's just because I know that we need to be hitting certain milestones if we're going to have any hope of ever making enough buzz to make a difference, you know? So like being able to bring in the most people and like trying to use humor and shit, like, you know what I mean? Like I try and make this seem like this is a fucking goof around hour, but it is not, man. I take this very seriously. Like, we try and make sure that all the stuff that we're watching is in service of us elevating ourselves and the people around us, right? Like, I want it to be fun and goofy here. I want to be able to disarm people and take people who would not listen otherwise and get them to listen by being a fucking goof, you know? People do not understand how powerful humor is. And so I just want, like, you know, when I'm complaining about TikTok suppression and stuff, it's not for me. I don't give a fuck about me. It's because the only way they fucking win is they cheat. If this was equal, this game would have been over 20 years ago. These cheaters run everything. So we've got to figure out a way to snake between the cracks. You know what I mean? I mean, it's very welcome here. You know, everyone's welcome. But when we're trying to like derail, it is interesting. It's curious. I just don't like. She can say whatever she wants. You know, it's just like. I don't know, dude. I'm not sure what's going on. If we're not doing enough, then I think that maybe we're not the right group, you know? I don't know. Like, education is important in this. We're here because of a lack of education. And, yeah, tying history to the present is very important. So, I think this is important. If does not think it's important, then I think, yeah, maybe she should take tonight off. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. But I think that directly comparing the ancestors of the current genociders and seeing, whoa, history's literally repeating itself, and possibly it's maybe because the people doing the current genocide are literally directly related to the first perpetrators. I think that's important. And if people don't think that's important, then I like, there's a lot of other streamers and content that is doing what they're looking for, you know? No one's talking about this. This is important.
All of the pets and animals in the village, they were rounded up and shot. Finally, the building.
We're not deviating the course.
Were set.
This fucking train goes down the Peter Thiel, Timothy McVeigh rail lines, and it ends up at fucking Gaza. Fucking final stop, Gaza.
On fire. The Nazis filmed.
And I'm sorry, but if people can't see that this is directly connected, then I've got to ask about motivations, and you know, we're not derailing.
The whole thing, intending what it did say to be a warning.
And we're also not being a distraction. This is directly related. This has always been our philosophy. We have been saying this for 9 months. And just remember, guys, the other option before us doing this is us not doing any of this. So it's just very odd, but we all know what we're fighting for. We don't need constant visual reminders of it. We see that, and we all look at that and make ourselves look at it. But it also doesn't need to be, like, surprised at us, you know? So if people are questioning our dedication to this, then I can't help you. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that we are the right group for those individuals then. But this train goes down the Peter Thiel track and the Paul Wysopal track. They are the linchpins. They are the octopussies. We do not deviate. We will never deviate. And it always ends up at Gaza. Always. Every thing, every joke, everything we talk about. So, and just remember, guys, if anyone is trying to split you up from that group, I would question why. Just ask yourself, what are they trying to get me out of the KnitWitches? Why? And dude, if you want to leave, you can leave. That's fine. But it's not going to be because we don't care about Palestine. That sure as is not going to be the reason. No one will put that on us. So, but like, I'm dead serious about this, guys. I think about, like, I try not to have us just jump into fucking fun mode, you know? Like, I think about this very seriously. I try and mask everything behind humor, but the goal here is to create a few hours of content that is, you know, counter programming to the fucking Nazi shit that everyone has to listen to 24/7, you know? And, you know, the first 2 hours I try and keep us, like, on serious shit while having fun. And, you know, before we hop on to the fucking esoteric, spiritual, weirdo and vibe shit, which is still very much in line, you know? Like, what we're trying to do here is we need everyone to elevate their fucking humanity, right? And so we're trying to be an example of that. We're trying to be counter-programming to what the fuck is already out there, right? And, you know, we're trying to, like, lead, like, I don't know, show how you can interact with people that's different than these fucking feds, man. Like, watching Ethan Klein, you watch him, and if you acted like him, bro, you're a bully. They just have bullies on TV, bullies on the internet. All these kids are growing up learning about or watching bullies, man. Like, we need other people other than bullies. And I know it does feel like we're doing nothing. Like, I struggle with this all the time. You think that everyone is hurting watching this shit go on for 9 months. And our government is the one doing it. And they are literally acting like we're hysterical, you know? It is so hard to watch. But a major part of it has to be education. And, you know, yeah, I want to figure out a way for us to, like, get militant with this shit. But we need suggestions, not just saying don't do something. Like, suggest ways to do things, you know? Like, if you want to do some in protest or something, suggest it and let's talk about it. But don't just, like, we can't just sit here and be like, we should stop talking about the past and, like, connecting old names to today. Like, and, okay, what are we going to replace that with? You know what I mean? So when it comes from a destruction standpoint and not a building standpoint, like, we're builders. We build. Every day I'm thinking about we're taking the next step up the stairs. And dude, I'm not saying that I'm doing this right at all. But I want you guys to know my thought process, because, like, this isn't just fucking playing games, you know? Like, I mean, dude, they're fucking messing with my goddamn medication over this. Like, you don't think that they're gonna they'll eventually get me fucking fired and shit. Like, they'll do anything, bro. So this isn't just, like, goofy goof time. We try and I want it to be goofy goof time, but it also isn't, you know? So, and I'm thinking about taking the next step up the fucking ladder. And, dude, if you guys don't think that these fucking setbacks don't kill me, bro, like, it's like every fucking step up the staircase, we get kicked down the stairs 10 stairs, and we get a limb cut off, and then socked in the fucking dick. Like, people want to know why the left is unorganized, man. It's because our government literally spends every waking second making sure that we can't. Dude, I mean, they put feds in mutual aid groups to fuck them up. They put feds in Discord groups to cause a stir, cause a mess, you know? They'll put feds in churches. They have tons of feds in churches. Like, all of these people join these things that are trying to build, right? They're fucking builders, community builders, and they put destroyer rats in there. So we always got to be thinking about building. If what you're suggesting is a destroying thing, rethink it. Phrase it a different way. Offer a suggestion. I don't know, you know, like, but we build here. We do not destroy. And we don't get distracted. We are very, very, very hyper-focused, you know? And that's good. We are one piece of this puzzle. We are not the full puzzle. You know what I mean? We're one fucking piece of this puzzle. Glamham's a piece. Like, you guys are all individual pieces. Yeah, like Blair's blasting off into crazy great job putting these connections together, finding these people on TikTok and shit. Like, I'm proud of all of you guys. But yeah, man, like, we have to stick together. We're not like, you know what I mean? This group does not die. We do not let destroyers destroy it. We're not going to destroy it. We are going to keep building, right? And so we build with suggestions and we build with better ideas, not with no's. We definitely do not build with no's. Yeah, the instigators make you doubt that you're not doing enough, so it's a waste. Yeah, not okay. But, dude, we know that we are having a f***ing effect. I know we are. I see that we are. I'm told that we are. Very often, I see that we are by the way that they act, by the amount of attention they give us, you know? It used to make us think that it's because we're wrong, but now it's almost like it's completely 180'd, and it's doing the exact opposite. It's actually confirming that we are correct, because our mission is to be exactly everything opposite of what the CIA and the Federal Bureau of Investigation is, right? Because we're builders. So if they have a particular interest in me and they're, you know, willing to like go with my medication, with my friends, with my mother, my wife, I don't give a dude. When they start doing that, all that tells me is, oh man, CatDad be right. CatDad is driving the train right down the center of the tracks, baby. Boo, choo choo. And we do not deviate. We do not deviate when Anna Christina came to us with her Fed bullshit, and we will not deviate from this course until what? Peter Thiel puts a fucking laser through our head, okay? So that is, if there are any feds in here, that is your only option. Just to be clear. Like, guys, anytime that, like, we have to fucking just band together and refuse to fucking split up, you know, like, as a people. Like, these feds, they've been doing this for 100 years, bro. They go into a group and cause a stir, cause a scene, get a big majority of people to leave. And then all they do is spend the next year slowly, one by one, flicking people off the group, you know, until they dwindle all of them down to 5 people, and then there's nothing left to do, you know? So always look out for that. Like, this has been going on forever, man. And it's because they have unlimited money. All the people who do this are doing it for money. They're splitting up people who are in their free time, getting together and saying, we want to make a fucking difference. And then these people, these rat fucks who are getting paid, they're paid, and they worm their fucking way in there, and they pretend to be something that they're not for fucking months, bro. And then they poof, cause a little explosion and point at someone else. They say, did you see that little explosion? That was someone else. It's like, Tammy, I saw it come out of your fucking pocket, dude. You pulled a fucking smoke bomb out of your pocket, lit it in front of my face, and then threw it at me. It was you, Tammy. You know what I mean? Like, this is what they do. So we have to refuse to fucking split up. And guys, we have to identify too when people are being the instigators. Instigators are feds, bro. Like, no one is coming into this group being like, like, it's crazy to think that anyone is coming to this group or any of these groups. Like, I'm talking about the thing, you know, the socialists that are trying to band together. I'm talking about the Black Panthers. I'm talking about, dude, this is the same thing, copy pasted with a slight tweak, you know, and they do the same exact thing, copy pasted with no tweaks, you know? They just do brute force, and they split off everyone one by one. And they can do that because they have unlimited funding for ever, dude. So, dude, think about that. Think about being a person who knowingly goes into a group that is actively trying to better their community and make a difference. And you, who are probably a rich piece of shit who's never worked for anything in your life, or you're a dumb person who's in the class that the people are trying to uplift, but you're too worried about individual personal gain just for yourself, that you literally would fucking destroy a group that is trying to build a fucking community to help and uplift people. Think about the mindset you have to be in to be a kind of person who would accept that mission. You would have to be a fucking piece of shit to do that, you know? Because you have to lie to everyone. You're not a real person, you know? Like, those people are harboring demons, bro. And they need to fucking get right in their head. Honestly, I say this all the time. All my feds, you gotta watch The Americans, man. You have to. And you should look at it. And this is how you... Do you guys know how to analyze art? I'm not being patronizing here. I know you guys you've never been taught anything and you don't have a creative bone in your body, right? But when you're watching The Americans, put yourself in Philip's shoes, right? Watch it and be like, oh, if this happened to me, I would feel like this. And then use that to inform yourself in the future on things like on how you can discern whether or not things are right or wrong. And if you're being told to do things that cause harm to people, even if it's for, I don't know, because your government said you should do it, you should reflect on the fact that that is anti-human and you are not doing the right thing. You are actually doing the morally reprehensible thing. The morally correct thing is to tell your boss and the government to suck your ass. Like Sue Arrigo. Say, anything is possible as long as it's ethical. Anything is possible as long as it's ethical. But anything is possible as long as it's ethical is a choice. And it takes strong people to make that fucking choice, you know? It takes easy little worm rats to just go with the fucking flow. So tough people, they fucking stand up to this shit and they say, this is wrong. And they say, I will not continue to do that stuff. I will not ever. I will never betray my friends. I will never betray my friends, the Black Panthers. I will never betray my friends, the KnitWitches. I will never betray my friends, the OOB squad. We're just a bunch of, you know, well-meaning kids banding together and trying to just raise some funds for Pally, for Watermelon. Like... Dude, if you put yourself in that person's headspace, it is chaos. And honestly, you just kind of feel bad for them. And you say, holy shit, they have a lot of stuff that they need to work through because they don't get it. They don't get what being a human is about. They don't get that you're here and it's all a test to see if you are a decent person. And that takes standing up for what's fucking right and not just taking your fucking orders and doing them and being a destroyer. So, I don't know, it's just me, Hecklefish, here. I like building shit, you know? So, I fuck with builders. I do not fuck with destroyers. And I just don't think that y'all should either. Destroyers are a waste of your time. Fuck them. So, Hecklefish?
Acceptable. It would undermine America's position.
Dude, Kiwi Kumquat, what are you talking about? CatDad really talking about himself for real, for real? No, I was talking about Black Panthers. I was talking about feds in general. What are you talking about? I do often think about those people, you know? Because I know, like, dude, I know that there's a bunch watching all the time. Like, truly, I think that we're problematic mostly because we could flip feds. But I think about them all the time. I put myself in their shoes all the time. I say, what the fuck would it take for me to admit this? Or for me to lie about this publicly with my face, with my name? Well, probably not your real name, but you know what I mean? Just still your face in public. I choose to like live my life where I try not to do things that I'm not proud, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna act a way that I'm not proud of. I try not to anyway, you know? I'm just saying, I could never do this, so I always think, what the would it take for you to be in these person's shoes? And I think that I could never do it because I've probably never been, like, abused as the way that they have. I think that that's a lot of how they do it, but it doesn't mean it's right just because you were abused and you're trying to like save yourself. Like, I don't know. I would read about Sue Arrigo and you should really and yeah, look into her and put yourself in her shoes, and also put her in your shoes and think about what the fuck Sue Arrigo would maybe do at your job when you're told shit. Because, dude, like, I've told you from when I first watched Americans, I have been, like, fascinated by this side of the world. Like, I realized in watching the show, like, no, this shit is, like, more real than, like, this is how I think real life kind of is. Like, corporate espionage, governmental espionage. You read about it all the time, you know? It's like, it's massive. It feels like it's almost what is controlling everything. Like, the Americans is, like, more real life to me than a lot of shit. You know, I just mean that, like, dude, there are so many people working to spy for other fucking things. And a lot of it's for money, some of it's for country, whatever, you know. But I don't know. Just because a thing pays money doesn't mean that it's right. And you shouldn't do, I don't think people should do anything for money. It's fucked up. It's fucking crazy. We got to be better than that. We got to fucking, like, want to evolve as humans, and, like, we have to choose to do better, you know. And that takes all of us individually realizing that we need to have, like, a code, and we need to all fucking try and stick to it. But we got a bunch of soft ass and half thinking mouth breathers who are unfortunately born and groomed into it from birth, essentially. Like I don't blame them fully, but I blame them right now in this moment. They could have walked away yesterday. They could have walked away today. They could walk away tomorrow. Like, the second that they walk away, I'm not mad at them anymore. But, like, just because it's your family and because you got groomed into it does not mean it's right. Dude, taking over the world with your fucking weird inbred white family is not cool. And it's not right. And you're going to hate yourself when you actually grow up and realize that what you've done is fucked up and you were manipulated to get you to do this, but you're gonna realize too fucking late, because you guys always do it too fucking late, dude. You're always too late. Like, I wish for one fucking second you guys would realize right the fuck now that you would have the power to fucking stop this shit. It's really only you guys. Truly. It's only the feds who can fucking stop this. It's you guys refusing to do this shit. You have to. We've got to. Like, literally, humanity is resting on it if you guys don't stop. Same with the AI, man. If the AI's on our side, they've got to do it, man. The fuck are you guys waiting for?